Ever wonder how large software applications are built? Today, we're diving into a fundamental architectural debate: monolithic versus microservices. First, let's explore the monolithic architecture. Think of it like a single, massive building that houses everything. In a monolith, all components, the user interface, business logic, and data access layers are tightly packed into one unified codebase. This means your entire application is deployed as a single, indivisible unit, often connecting to one central database. One major advantage is simplicity. For small projects or early startups, it's often easier to develop and deploy. Deployment is straightforward. You just need to manage one artifact. It's like putting a single package into production. Initial resource allocation can also be simpler because everything runs within the same process. However, monoliths come with challenges. A single bug or error in one component can potentially bring down the entire application. Scaling is all or nothing. If one part of your app needs more resources, you have to scale the entire application, which can be inefficient. You're typically locked in to a single technology stack. Choosing a new language or framework for a specific feature can be very difficult. As the application grows, the codebase becomes larger and more complex, leading to slower development cycles and increased maintenance. It becomes harder for multiple teams to work on different features concurrently without stepping on each other's toes. Now, let's look at microservices. Imagine your application as a collection of small, independent services, each running in its own process. Each service focuses on a specific business capability, like managing users, handling products, or processing orders. These services communicate with each other through well-defined APIs, often using lightweight mechanisms like HTTP/REST. Crucially, each service typically owns its data, meaning it has its own dedicated database or data store. A key benefit is independent scaling. If your product, service is getting heavy traffic, you can scale only that service, not the entire application. Microservices embrace technology diversity. You can choose the best programming language and framework for each specific service. They offer greater resilience. If one service fails, the other services can often continue to function, preventing a full system outage. Deployment is also independent. You can update and deploy individual services without affecting the entire application. This architecture supports small, autonomous teams, each owning a specific service from development to deployment. However, microservices introduce significant complexity. Managing many distributed services is inherently more challenging than one. Handling distributed data management and ensuring data consistency across multiple databases can be a complex problem. There's increased operational overhead for monitoring, logging, and tracing across numerous services. So, how do these architectures stack up head-to-head? Let's compare some key aspects. Development. Monoliths have a single, large code base, which can be simpler for small teams, but microservices allow independent development for larger teams. Deployment. Monoliths mean deploying the entire application every time, while microservices allow individual services to be deployed independently. Scaling. Monoliths scale as a single unit, which can be wasteful, whereas microservices enable granular, independent scaling of specific components. Resilience. A monolith has a single point of failure. A crash affects everything. Microservices offer better fault isolation, improving overall system stability. Technology. Monoliths typically stick to one technology stack. Microservices promote polyglot programming, allowing different tech for different needs. Data management. Monoliths usually share a single database, simplifying transactions. Microservices have distributed data, which is more complex to manage consistency. Complexity. Monoliths are simpler at first but grow complex. Microservices start with higher complexity due to distributed nature, but can manage scale better. Team structure. Monoliths often require larger, generalist teams. Microservices empower small, cross-functional teams with specific service ownership. Initial setup cost for microservices can be higher due to more infrastructure and operational tools, while monoliths typically have a lower initial overhead. So, when should you choose a monolith? It's often ideal for small applications, new startups, or projects with unclear future scaling needs. Microservices shine for large, complex enterprise systems, applications requiring extreme scalability, or those needing diverse technology stacks. There's no single best architecture. The right choice depends entirely on your specific project's needs, team size, and future goals. Many companies even start with a monolith for speed, then refactor it into microservices as the application grows and requirements change. Both monolithic and microservices architectures have distinct advantages and disadvantages. Understanding their trade-offs empowers you to make informed decisions for building robust and scalable software applications. Happy building!